You're listening to Where You Live with Gene and Tony.
This is Where You Live with Gene and Tony. I'm broadcasting live from the Concierge Landscape Studios in Eagan, Minnesota, and Gene is broadcasting from the Extreme Exteriors mobile unit, powered by Skype. It's time now for a message from the Minnesota Multi-Housing Association. The MHA Minute is brought to you by Pest Control Services. When you need an exterminator, you want someone reliable and effective. Call Greg Keener at Pest Control Services 952-894-9748. Pest Control Services is a proud member of Angie's List and a member of the Minnesota Multi-Housing Association. That's Pest Control Services 952-894-9748. 952-894-9748. Tell Greg that Gene and Tony sent you.
If you're renting out a property for the first time, there's a lot you need to know so that you can do it successfully and, frankly, keep yourself out of trouble. Luckily, there's a statewide resource with all the tools you need to run your new business successfully. In fact, the Minnesota Multi-Housing Association regularly holds a seminar called Accidental Landlord, specifically designed for people who are renting out a property for the first time. They also have residential leases, security deposit agreements, a lead disclosure, and lots of other forms. They even have brochures on the principles of successful property management and the eviction process that you can download for free. So if you want to know more about the Accidental Landlord Seminar or other classes about owning, managing, or maintaining anything from a single unit to a growing apartment portfolio, visit the Minnesota Multi-Housing Association's website, mmha.com. That's two M's, mmha.com.
We want you to call us if you have a question or comment, 651-289-4488, or email Gene at gene@ncmgi.com. We're talking today with Jonathan Friedrichs from Nevada about the Nevada Senate Bill 254 that's been proposed that would require homeowners in an association to go to mediation and or arbitration when they have a complaint against their association. Jonathan, what are some of the unforeseen consequences of a law like this that would mandate mediation and arbitration?
Let me read you a couple of sentences from the arbitration statute here in the state of Nevada. An arbitrator may award reasonable attorney's fees and other reasonable expenses of arbitrators if such an award is authorized in a civil action. NRS 38.238.
Okay.
This is the key to the vault for the HOA attorneys. They run up huge bills. Now, if the mediation failed, you now have to go to arbitration. It's non-binding, which means that if you don't like the results, you can go to district court, which means more legal fee and expense for the homeowner. Now, the arbitrator's fee is now capped if this law becomes signed in by the governor at $1,000 with each side paying half. So that is an improvement, yes. But the arbitrator usually in the past has awarded the HOA attorney's fees against the homeowner, and that's wherein the trap lies. Okay. Now the homeowner
But isn't
is
that
stuck
something
with
that
paying the
is
attorney's
allowed
fees.
by the governing documents of the homeowners association?
Not necessarily. They are not. In many cases, they're silent on that. They don't say the winner takes all. Now let's turn it around. Let's say in a rare instance where the homeowner is correct. Now the HOA is going to be responsible for the homeowner's legal fees.
Okay.
So now all the homeowners have to pay for the misconduct of the board because they did something wrong. What I have proposed, and it's fallen on deaf ears in the legislature, is each side pays their own legal fees. It's called the American rule. It's been around since just about the founding of this country, and it's been sidestepped and ignored. So now, if the homeowner gets socked with $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 homeowner association attorney fees and doesn't pay it, now the association can put a lien on the homeowner's property, and then they go to foreclosure.
That is if the homeowners association. Excuse me, that is if the homeowners association paid those fees for the homeowner who could not pay, correct?
Correct. Now, that would see, at least in our state of Nevada, that becomes what's known as a common expense, where the board
Yeah.
has paid it on behalf of
Yeah.
their attorney, because it's the board's attorney, which is really the association's attorney.
Right. Okay. Let
And that's a
me
good
point
point.
this
It is
out.
the association's attorney.
Yeah. And Mr. Friedrichs, it seems to me that now trying to correct this situation by saying the legal fees should be split 50-50 no matter what the outcome, that's kind of a Band-Aid on a situation that should never have started, in my opinion. I don't like the whole idea that arbitration and mediation is mandated by a state statute. I like the idea of a homeowners association working with its members to find resolution. If that means they want to go, they all agree to go to mediation, fine. But to force people to go to mediation, I think, is a very bad idea.
I agree.
And
Now,
just points out that the more state legislation we have on these issues, the more unintended negative consequences we seem to have.
But who is pushing this?
That's what I'd like to know.
I'll tell you, the special interests, the HOA attorneys and the arbitrators. This is the mother lode for them. With all these hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of complaints coming in, now the mediators are going to get $500 for a 4-hour session to listen to both sides state their cases. Now the mediators are going to say, and both sides are hardened at this point where they both think they're right. Now the mediator says, well, you're going to have to go to arbitration. Now the arbitrators are going to have a gazillion cases in front of them.
Let me say something here, Jonathan. I don't know that I think that it may necessarily be by the HOA attorneys or the ones that are involved in this arbitration that are just behind this. To me, what we see each week on Where You Live, when we take a look at news item after news item after news item across this country, an individual homeowner says, I have no control. I have no power. Please help me. And so what you end up having is a state government that doesn't understand this industry called homeowner associations. And they try to do what legislators do, and that is they create the Band-Aid. They're the ones that put together something so they can say, I've passed legislation, but it doesn't address anything at all in really dealing with the issue. And I think the real issue and real problem today is most homeowners and individuals just don't know how to deal with and settle disagreements and disputes among themselves. Because I think the homeowner association governing documents, in just about most cases, give people the groundwork for things to take place and to be resolved within the HOA and without external government involvement.
You get a few people sitting on a board that will call a homeowner to a hearing for an alleged violation. I call them the bully boards. By the time that homeowner is called to a hearing, he is already judged guilty. What I have suggested in lieu of this costly mediation and arbitration is we have something that's administered by the court system in Nevada, the neighborhood justice system in Clark County, which is the Las Vegas area, and the Reno Mediation Center. That is totally free. Totally free.
We have to go to our hard break. We'll be back after these messages.
Okay.